Okay guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite pet mods, DLCmons. Now, it's one of my favorites because it was actually the first pet mod I participated in, and as you can see, I am a council member of this mod. So today I wanted to make an introduction to DLCmons because it's really different from other pet mods because it's not Gen 8 based, it's based on Gen 7. And first off, I turn on the music and open the spreadsheet we have for this mod. So, so what is DLCmons? DLCmons is a mod where we make DLCs for Pokemon Sun and Moon, like how the Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra have been DLCs for Sword and Shield. This pet mod is is based on the Alola friendly format, which means that only Pokemon from the Alola decks are allowed, with the exceptions of returning Pokemon we have here, Alolan forms of these Pokemon, and some new Pokemon. Now, little disclaimer here, the Alolan forms haven't been implemented yet, and some of the new Pokemon also haven't been implemented yet, mainly the new evolutions of older Pokemon. It's gonna take a bit more, and this video might seem a bit pointless because there's going to be new stuff happening, so why make a video where it's going to be outdated? Well, first off, I still think that since there's so much that here, like new items and new Pokemon, and it's too much to add, so it will take really long for them to get added. So in the meantime, I thought I'd make a introduction to this mod so that more people can get used to it, so that they don't get overwhelmed by all the new Pokemon that are in the metagame. So first off, where can you play this pet mod? You can play it like most other pet mods on Drainhaven. Hold on, you can see it. Drainhaven. I'm on the Heroku app because it has Team Builder support. And today I would like to talk about the new additions and talk about the mana generally. Here we also have a VGC format, so you can also make some double shenanigans. And let me talk about. We also have a few resources. We have a Discord server here, the Morgan threads, viability rankings, which have been updated recently. Also the sample sets, sample teams. The sample sets are on the viability ranking, but they haven't been updated yet. I'll probably do it at one point. And we have a world compendium so that you have easier time building teams. So first off, let's talk about the first new thing we added, and these were the Ultra Beasts. We have 6 new Ultra Beasts, but we also, during this break where we code everything, we also made a 7th Ultra Beast, but this hasn't been implemented yet, and I will talk about it once the new additions have been implemented. And I also don't have an idea of the new. I know what the new Ultra Beast is, but I don't know how it will fare in this current meta. So now let's talk about the Ultra Beasts that have been added. For Snake, Angerworld for Snake and Commodons, Lubia, Snoxen, and Tiki, not Tiki, Funny Cast. let's talk about the most broken first. Funny Guys is a really strong Pokemon. As of course it's a strong Pokemon because I put it first. It's alongside Cortana the strongest Ultra Beast here, S rank, and the reason why it's S rank is because of its stats. This is one of the major factors. It's really fast and really strong. The thing is, because its speed is so much higher, it will get a speed boost from killing an opponent, and it has a really good stat combination in Thunderbolt and Shadow Ball. And Calm Mind is your last attack. Now, Funny Guys is a really strong Pokemon, and it has some checks like Crocodile and Tyranitar. But the thing is, and also status, but it has some ways to get around them, like substitute. With substitute, you take complete advantage of Chansey. Normally, Chansey won't do much, but some Chanseys run toxic, and substitute negates that. But another option is not Signal. Signal Beam is still a great option for other dark types, but I think Energy Ball is the most viable because so, um, yeah, Energy Ball. With Energy Ball, it has a really good chance to one-hit KO Crocodile after it came in on Stealth Rock, which is insane. And item-wise, you can run Leftovers for longevity, which is really good. You could run Life Orb, but I honestly don't like Life Orb. Like, the longevity is really important for a Pokemon like this. And especially if you want Substitute, then Life Orb doesn't do you any favors. The thing I like to run more is Ghost Z because it gives Shadow Ball a much needed power boost against other Pokemon. And yeah, this is Funny Guys. There are some other things we can run, like I think it was Modest. This set, I don't like it because what makes Funny Guys so great are its two steps and two stats, and this does only gives it better bulk, and I'm honestly not a fan of this, but it can be useful. Now the main problem of Funny Guys is it's really fast, and thanks to its high speed, it gets a speed boost. So Calm Mind, it's it's basically a pseudo equivalence um, if you want to say it like that, but it's really strong. Now I see a problem with this actually. Like, it's checked pretty well by Komoko because it resists Thunderbolt and can come in on Shadow Ball and Energy Ball. But the thing with Komoko is it's mostly an offensive Pokemon, and it's really good as an offensive Pokemon, but it struggles against something like the Fable or Flanix or any of the Tapos. So it isn't really that amazing. It's still usable, but relying on Funny Guys to relying on Komoko to check Funny Guys isn't really that great. Funny Guys struggles against Pluvia. I will talk about Pluvia later. Pluvia has an amazing assault vest set which you can check. Funny Guys, Tyranitar, and Crocodile are, like I said, great. Rewild isn't that great because it's slow. Like something like Rewild, which is already really fast, is slower than Funny Guess. This is crazy, but like Rewild doesn't really check it because it's too frail, and Ice Shot doesn't. Ice Shot does really do a lot of damage, giving it low bulk, but uh, it's still not amazing, and Ice Shot doesn't do much. Blue Shot is really good because it can revenge kill it, but it struggles against when it's bad A substitute. Crocodile is one of the better checks, and yeah. Scarf and does outspeed, it has pursuit, knockoff, resist, is immune to Thunderbolt, resists Shadow Ball. So yeah, it's really something. Also something about Kommo-o. Kommo-o might check it really well, but Funny Guess just sets up on it and can potentially beat it. So yeah, Funny Guess is broken, you might say, and it probably needs a nerf, but some of the new additions are dark types, so we will have to wait and see how this fares. So let's talk about the second best Pokemon, which is Snoxen. Snoxen is bulky, but it's a fast, bulky Pokemon. It's basically a better Toxapex. Like Toxapex has a better ability than Snoxen, and because it doesn't abuse speed beast boost at all, but Snoxen is really something else. No, Snoxen is actually one of those Ultra Beasts who one of the three only. Now it's free because of the new Ultra Beast, the 7th one. But previously it was alongside Super Snake the only Ultra Beast with a signature move, which is Infection. Now Infection is a toxic plus lead seed combination. It starts out weak, and I think it starts at 1/16th. So 6% of the opponent's HP, but it will get stronger like Toxic, but the amount of damage your opponent loses, you heal yourself with, so there is the lead seed effect, and this is really strong. Infestation, Recover, and I like Substitute on it. Those are really, this is a really great combination of moves. So you can this is a fantastic stall breaker. It struggles against Magic Guard users and Magic Bounce users, but it's still really great, and Snoxen is definitely worth using as a trapper. I like to run enough speed towards the Crocodile and run the rest in physical defense. You can pretty much give it any investment you want, but it's a fast Toxapex, if you want to say it that way, and it's really strong. Now, Snoxen is restricted to being a trapper. It's also a spikes user. Tailwind spikes and rapid spin. You can run whatever you want. Toxic Will-O-Wisp, Knockoff. You could also run Infection on a offensive set, on a lead set. So it can also be really good in that regard. Also, one minor thing, the two best Ultra Beasts share the exact same speed here, which is kind of funny. So yeah, This is just a generic lead. The thing is, it's really bulky, so you can come in more often. Like, I don't like recover on it, but if you really want to, you can preserve Snoxton and stay healthy throughout the game and consistently lay spikes and set up tailwind. I honestly don't like it, but it's usable. Um, Other than that, that's pretty much Snoxton. Like you could also do some. Like the thing is, Snoxton is the ultimate taunt bait, but like a set like this can also mess the station up. This is the pretty much anti-taunt Snoxton, which doesn't need speed that much, I think. This works out, okay. Yeah, this knocks in all normal rate. Now Snoxton is still really weak, so you need several acid sprays, but thanks to the chip of infestation and some drops, you can pretty much drop anything to freeze track. Like the thing with Snoxton is it's a team supporter, taking eating hits, providing hazards, or trapping key Pokemon. Like Snoxton is a versatile Pokemon and it can pretty much fit on any offensive or balanced build. If you really want to, you could also justify it on stall teams, but I already recorded a video where I talk about stall, balance, and offense, the archetypes of this metagame, and Snoxton doesn't really fit on them because it doesn't add much. Like the traits it has are good, but it doesn't add much that other Pokemon can't add. So yeah. Commodont is the next best Pokemon, and the fantastic thing about Commodont is this. So you might say, why is being slow so great? Well, it has one of the most the lowest. It's the it's the slowest fully evolved Pokemon. So it can outspeed anything under Trick Room that doesn't hold an Iron Ball. And it's really great in that regard. And the best thing is it has great mixed offenses, so you can run an offensive spread on it. I like defensive stats on it with Trick Meteor, Aqua Jet, Recover, and then either default stuff. I like Starfog on it, but you also have other options like Coil, Clangorous Soul, default like I mentioned, Earth Power, Fire Blast. Like this thing has many great. I see just now. This is never. Yeah. Yeah. Also, Leech Life, Ice Beam, Liquidation, Sword Stance. It has Tailwind, Taunt, Thunderbolt, Toxic, Water Spout. It's a great offensive and defensive Pokemon. It's a great Trick Room Pokemon. It's not an anti-Trick Room, but it's also great on Trick Room. With Specs, Specs Water Spout does so much damage. It's like the Kyogre of DLCmons. Like it's really really strong. It's like, and the thing is, you can also run Hydro Pump. Now the main problem with this set with Clangorous Swords Hydro Pump is the fact that wait, Material C. The main problem is that after a Kangaroo Soul, you're no longer the slowest Pokemon because of the +1 speed you get on the Trick Room. But it's still but it only serves you against a trick room or trick room offense. And yeah, and this doesn't happen often. Like Commandant is basically Snoxton, but slower and more offensive. It's really versatile. It's a hazard removal, hazard setter. Water Drain is great defensively. It's an offensive Pokemon. It's not passive at all. It's like everything you want in a good Pokemon. Yeah. So trade Meteor Aquajet, and I will stick with leftover it. So now let's talk about Forsnaken. Now, if Commodont is the Kyogre of DLCmons, then Forsnaken is the Zygarde of DLCmons. It kind of has the same traits as Commodont. It's more physically bulky, less offensive, and special bulk sucks, but it can run mixed offensive things like Slash Storm, Shed Strike, and Earthquake. Shed Strike is a body press, normal type body press, which can miss, and I can guarantee you it can miss. But this is practically the set that you run on Forsnaken, and it has also Glare, which is good. This is a standard set you can run, and also a good Trick Room Pokemon. There's another set that you can run, which is Poison Jab, Coil, and you want to run enough speed, God speed, Toxapex, so that you can at least hit it for big damage and not lose your boost to a haze. So this set is really good, but like I mentioned, it's the Zygarde of DLCmons, so you can run. I would honestly recommend you running a minus, like, no speed investment at all, because yeah, sure, Toxapex now can kill your boosts away, but with Glare you're faster than it, and you can just set up on it more or just stall it out with substitute Glare, and like it can't break your stuff. Toxapex can break your stuff, and you can pretty much take advantage of it by spamming Glare, which has by spamming Coil and Glare and PP stalling it. This set is really nasty. It needs you to get rid of ghost types, but there are many great pursuit users. So yeah. Now let's talk about Angerwald, which is still a great Pokemon. It's, I think, was Forsnaken Forsnaken was a A-tier Pokemon here, but Angerwald is also A-tier. Angerwald is practically the same as Honeygeist, but worse, because its type combination is evolved by grass types, and although we don't have many grass types, we have Katana, which can take a +1 hit after Staff Rock, and +2 Gigavolt Herrick after Staff Rock, and Bulu K doesn't resist water. Regular Bulu is a problem for it, and you need to get rid of it. But other than that, there's only Shaman, which isn't that great, and Serena, which also isn't that great. So yeah, the last move I like to run is Extreme Speed because of the priority. But I think you would like to run. You can run Recover on it, so because of Wild Charge, and if you run Recover, then definitely run Life Orb because you get extra damage and you can heal off the recoil. Okay, I should mention this. Funny Guys also gets a recover, but I think recover is a race on it because you prefer coverage or substitute over recovery. So yeah, for Inglewood, recover is a reliable option. I like knockoff. You're, you're getting even more award by um, Bruno now, but yeah, it's still danceable. A a issue of Funny Gases is it's completely out. It gets completely walled by Gastrodon, but at least you can knock it off. And if it's a sticky hold, then you'll just liquidate it. So no, I know Drain Dance looks appealing, but I think it has the same thing as it's kind of similar to Funny Gas, where it has a pseudo Drain Dance with disinvestment, so you always get a speed boost, and you're still really strong. Like it's not as strong as Garchomp, but it gets there. And yeah, you get a speed boost. I think there was also no, wait, sorry, no. There's also an assault vest set, but I don't like it, to be honest. I don't like it. It was extreme speed, but you lose a lot of longevity. Like you gain a special tank, but like there are other assault vest users who are better than it, and it doesn't work well with Engelwald. So yeah, just stick with the swords instead. Pluvia. Pluvia is my creation and also the worst Ultra Beast. I think it's B plus here, yeah, it's B plus. Another thing is, Pluvia has a lot of great traits. It's especially bulky, it has good attacking stats, decent speed, great typing, and a wide move pool. So what's so bad about it? Well, the thing is, it has many great traits, but those great traits don't work well together. Like, for example, let's talk about a 3% Shadow Ball. Like, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, Nestplot, and Hypnosis. Its great traits are it's strong fast, has a good move pool, but like the thing is, Hypnosis, the Hypnosis doesn't work well with its low speed because it's still slower than a lot of choice scarfers, and while this combination is great, relying on Focus Mist isn't really good. And also, it's completely walled by opposing Pluvia, which sucks, but yeah. Another set that works well, and which is probably the most viable knockoff and hyper voice, especially defensive. Pluvia is a really good tank, and it's a great check to something like Funny Guys and other Pluvia, and also to a lot of other ghost types like Blacephalon, Tiki Holy to an extent. Stone Edge or Earthquake still do a lot of damage, and it doesn't have recovery. And it also checks Gengar decently well, and this is probably the best set you can run on Pluvia at the current moment, but it's still not great because it's still outclassed by other Assault Vest users like Flarenix, Magearna, and Tyranitar, but like it's still usable. Now my favorite set about it is those two moves. Life Orb, Substitute, Pain Split. Modest, enough speed towards speed Heatran, and the rest in special defense. Putting them in physical defense doesn't do much, and putting them into HP ruins the purpose of this set. So I put them in special defense. Now the problem is it has a really high HP stat. So yeah, even like the thing is, Plume's main issue is it has many good traits that don't synergize well together. Like for this set, its HP doesn't do it any favors. It still destroys something like Chansey and opposing Pluvia, but like Pluvia only checks itself, and it's not a good trait to have when it's not really that good on its own. So like the things it's supposed to beat like Tyranitar, like you have to rely on luck to beat Tyranitar and other pursuit users, and it doesn't really, like Tyranitar only has worse special HP than Pluvia, and if it's an offensive set then Pain Split doesn't do much. So Pluvia is easily the worst. It's not completely garbage, but like it's still worth using, but it's not that great, and I would use Funny Guys as a ghost type or Chansey as a special wall, but like Pluvia is still usable. It's not bad. So now that we got the Ultra Beast, let's talk about the next slide, which was alternate forms for the Tapus. Yeah. Oh no, we made the move pull first and then the Tapus. Okay. Let's talk about those. Buluke, Finicky, Kokoke, and Leleke. Okay, first let's talk about Bulu. Bulu is a really good Pokemon. Although, let me talk about the most viable first. Leleke is also S tier. Here it is, because it's the best physical wall. Rocky Helmet, Triage, Strength set is really great. Manifestation is a combination of Revelation Dance and of Photon Geyser. It takes the primary type of the user, which is Psychic in this case, so it's a Psychic type move, and it depends, and its category depends on its higher offensive stat. In this case, it's physical. And you won this much. And it's Toxic and Aromatherapy. Now with this set, you beat physical attackers and opposing wards who Toxapex doesn't like manifestation, and you can heal off burns and Toxic with Aromatherapy. Chances immediately does a decent job at checking it, but it can stain on Toxic and Manifestation, and Chansey might have a really low physical attack, but getting some HP back is nice, and it can Seismic Toss on you because of Rocky Helmet. So Chansey is also in a losing situation, and Pokemon that should on paper, physical Pokemon that should on paper check it, like Hawlucha, Tyranitar, Crocodile, Dragonite, Gyarados, Salamence, Weavile, Cordon, like those Pokemon can't even check because of strength set. It is able to take a hit from them. Like the thing is, it moves first, lowers the attack, is able to take the hit, and then be full life again while making them weaker. It's like really, really strong. Now, this set in particular has a pretty hard counter, which is Bishop. Bishop is immune to toxic manifestation, and thanks to the stat lowering of strength set, it gets stronger. So an alternate set will be this and focus blast so that you can check Bishop. The problem is, however, you run focus blast. Focus blast still kills, but the thing is, you have to hit focus blast first, and and hidden power doesn't do much, and you have to run 252 for it to have a chance to OHKO Bishop with hidden power. But the problem is, Bishop also wants Jolly sometimes because it's also because Jolly is also pretty great because many Pokemon like Lele K prey on it being just adamant, so you run enough speed towards speed, and then you give up on crucial bulk. Like it's still pretty bulky, but like it gives up on that bulk a lot, and it can be taken care of easier. And the problem with giving a focus blast is you lose a specific matchup. Like for example, when you don't have aromatherapy, you lose to other toxic users or burners and like Toxapex or Chansey or Flanix, and you can't 1v1 them easily. If you give up on Toxic, then you can't beat Chansey reliably. And you can beat all the worlds reliably, like Unaware Clefable or something like Defensive Bulu, Pelipper. Like you can't check those really well, and you have to use one of those attacks. You could say, okay, just run Bolt with Focus Blast and you're good to go. Yeah, well, the problem is then something like Gengar or any poison immune Pokemon takes advantage of it. Like, the thing is, Bishop's existence makes it a bit worse. It's still really good, but like, it has to pretty much pick and choose its counters, which is still really great. Like, which is still really great, but if you have a good matchup against it, then you have a good matchup against it. And even though, and you don't have to always run Bishop, like there are other Pokemon that can take advantage of it, like Lecephalon, Celesteela to some extent, Planix if it isn't physical, Heatran, Magearna, Magnezone, what else do we have? Snoxin is really good. Snoxin struggles against manifestation a bit, but it's still a good check. It struggles against Finicky, Coco K, to some extent. Okay, no, not really. Coco K, Coco K is it's a bit too weak to check it, but yeah. It's Funny Guys checks it. So yeah, also Corona. If you get past Toxic with Safeguard. So yeah, AK is good, but it has some checks. But it's really the best physical wall. Now let's talk about Finicky. Probably the best creation I've made for this mod. It's a Swift Swim Sweeper. with it's a bulky sweeper. I liked now specs. I honestly don't like specs, but I get through every option first. Moonblast, and then I don't know, something like knockoff or toxic. I don't know. I like knockoff on it. Or nature's madness is also a great option, but I usually like knockoff on it more. Now, what is Finblade? Finblade is a water type attack with 95 base power, and it deals damage based on the opponent's highest defensive stat, and no, lowest defensive stat. Which means that a special attacker that isn't walled by Chansey. So practically it's Kellio, right? Yeah, it's practically Kellio, and it seems really broken. I first thought it was really broken, and but now that I think about it, it's not really that broken. Like, for sure, it's like Kellio, in which Chansey and Blissey don't check it. But it's also like Kellio that it struggles against bulky water types. It doesn't struggle against Anglewalt and Commodont, because Anglewalt is frailer and Commodont loses to Moonblast. And Pelipper isn't really a wall, but it struggles against itself, which is really funny, to be honest. Like, regular Fini checks it really well because it has better physical bulk and it can't be status. It has a bit of a problem against Flash Cannon, but it still does a great job, and so does Finicky. Finicky resists its stabs and doesn't care about its coverage. Finicky is also great. Toxapex is also really strong against it. Where do we have it? Volcanion also does a really great job because it's immune to water and checks Flash Can and Moonblast. Slowbro also to an extent, but not much. Same goes for Slowking. But Gastrodon is also a really good check with. Honestly, Gastrodon is one of those Pokemon who I probably tier them differently. We will have to fix up the tiers a bit because some of those Pokemon are perfectly viable here and some are not so perfectly viable, and therefore we have to change them. But Gastrodon is a perfectly decent check. Now, I think Trustbox isn't the best set on it. I think Leftovers, Store Power, Calm Mind, and Taunt is the best set on it. Since it prevents Toxapex from hazing away its boost, and it has a strong move to counter the water types. Problem are only the water dark types. Like Quadrant isn't a good check. Okay, take the bat back. But Mega Gyarados is a good check. Yeah. PDK also has other great options, like it doesn't need rain to be good because it's basically Fini. So yeah, you can run a defensive set. This allows you to check opposing Fini in rain after Stealth Rock, and 28 here. And this much short speed Tyranitar. Now you run Knockoff, Nature's Madness, and Taunt on this set. This is a defensive Pokemon. You can also run Defog on it if you really want to, or Haze, which helps against Calm Mind Finicky or common Finny. And the thing is, Finicky is a pretty good Pokemon on rain teams, on sand teams, on balance builds. So yeah, he is a great Pokemon and easily the second best Pokemon, second best Tapu form. Now Bulu Bulu is a Sandsetter and it competes with Tyranitar a bit because Tyranitar has the Dark typing, a better move pool, Dragon Dance, a Mega and better bulk on sand. But Bulu is faster, immediately stronger, and it has some good traits like a fantastic stab combination in grass and rock. Its grass typing, its signature move is Vegetal Ambush, which is grass type move that has a chance to flinch. Superpower, and then whatever move you want. Staff Rock, Leech Seed, Sword Stance. I like Staff Rock on it and a Scarf set. You can justify something like Choice Band or Life Orb on it, but I think that this set is the best offensive variant. You can also run it defensively. Max HP. Max, not max defense. Hold on, I think this works well. This is a great, now what's called heat transition. It's not resistant to Magma Storm or not resistant to Magnetism or Earth Power, but it still checks each one decently well. And you would like to run Leech Seed on this set because the extra recovery is very useful. So yeah, that's Bull K, great Sandsetter, and it faces competition from Tyranitar, but they're both equally well. Like it's like the same situation like Rillaboom and Tapu Bulu, regular Tapu Bulu in Gen 8, with the only difference that that Grassy Glides doesn't exist, or a move that takes advantage of Sandstorm, so that they are both equally well. So now Coco K, which is also my creation, and we had to nerf it because previously it had Brave Bird, but we removed Brave Bird from it because it was too strong. Now I think we can give it Brave Bird back because it's not really. Sorry, I am very thirsty now. Because it isn't really that great right now, but time will tell. Now this is probably its best set. Grassy Seed or any terrain seed. And this Rooster Call is its signature move. It doesn't do contact, but it wakes up every sleeping opponent, every sleeping Pokemon on the field, including the user. If it is asleep, then it wakes up and attacks with Booster Call, and it attacks every adjacent foe. And I really like this move. Wild Charge and Acrobatics are your step moves that are boosted by Tough Claws. And yeah, Coco K is the fastest non-Mega Pokemon and a great offensive pivot. The problem it has is, it has a lack of great stuff moves. It has a special set with this, and also Roost and Life Orb. This set fits well on rain offense teams because Step Thunder Hurricane is really great, and Calm Mind Roost. It has lower special defense, and this really sucks, but yeah, it's still very strong there. Another thing you can run is Taunt, Tailwind, Light Screen, and Reflect with Light Claim. And this is a generic lead, like it's the fastest non-mega Pokemon, like I said, and it has the fastest non-mega Taunt. And opposing Mega Aerodactyl and Mega Alakazam have to speed tie with it. But even then, even if they, but like the thing is, they don't know if you're this screen sleep. If you're a physical attacker, then they have to switch out because they don't want to risk a miss or that you survive the hit and threaten them out. So yeah, it's a really good lead, and probably the worst Tapu, because let me see here. Finicky is A plus. Ulu K is here, A, and I think you are. Where are you? Here, B plus. It's worse than Pluvia. Like yeah, it has some really strong flaws that hold it back. On a physical set, it doesn't have a secondary step, and on a special set, it has to rely on Thunder and Hurricane on a especially defensive set. And its best quality is its speed and this here. Screen setting. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. There's another great set it runs, which is Roost, Defog, and Booster Call, and this is a defensive. It's not tanky by any means, but like it's a sleep absorber. It's pivot, and it provides default support. This might be its best quality, but it's not really amazing. So yeah, that were the Tapus. Now let's talk about the new Pokemon from slide 7, which are Coyoteloi, Planix, and Tiki-Holi. Planix is the best of them. It's also S tier. Hold on. No, okay. It's also S tier here. And it's really bulky. It has Magic Guard. It also has Regenerator, but I think Magic Guard is better. Defensive set is Flaming Descent, which is a move that after you use it, you lose your flying type, and this works really well with its niche to be a decent set, decent check to Megiana, because you attack it with a super effective hit and become fire type, and then Thunderbolt doesn't do much to you. So yeah. This is a really great set. Last move slot is up to personal preference. Haze is good. Magic Code is good. Tailwind is good. Taunt is good. Toxic is good. Will-O-Wisp, Wish. I like Heal on it because it's just works so well on it, and other Pokemon can use something like Toxic and Taunt, and Healer isn't really that widespread. So yeah. Another, oh wait, this is the spread that you want to run. This spread, so that you have a easier time checking Mediana. A second spread that you can run is this one. Yeah, this spread. So that you can, it looks really weird, but the 100 EVs here is to take a gigavolt havoc when you lost your flying type, and it can come in clutch really well, and so therefore just run a Cob Nature with no investment and run Flamethrower and Earthquake, Earth Power, and you have a check to Heatran as well. Also, this thing really checks Katana well, just as a mention, because Katana and Medina are alongside. Fanigas are the most dangerous Pokemon, so you have to check them. Koitoloi is the next best Pokemon. It's a life orb attacker, mostly, with this White Claw and Knockoff and Stealth Rock. It's pretty much like Rock Dusk. So I'm really thirsty. It's practically like Rock Dusk with Intimidate. It's a really good lead. You could also run a Focus Slash on it and on a more defensive set, but the best offensive set is this right here. And it's really strong, really fast, and I almost forgot White Claw. White Claw is a recall attack, as you can see here. It has two really strong attacks, and it has knockoff. You can also run Fake Out on it. Fake Out seems a bit weird if you have something like Sucker Punch, but if you're faster than the opposing Pokemon, then you can Fake Out, make a little chip, and then kill them with either White Claw or Close Combat, depending on what you need. You can also run Taunt. I don't like Rock Polish to it because it doesn't add much. Iron Defense can be fun, but yeah, that's Koyoteloi. Another set that I like to run is Rocky Helmet, Iron Box, Drain Punch, Iron Head, and this. I would still want an offensive set that you so that you can deal some damage, but I like this defensive approach to it. It's Evo Aerotic. It's also usable. I think it has a place on the VR, but I don't think it's quite there yet. But something like this with Evilite, Intimidate, Drain Punch, Iron Head, Knockoff, and Stealth Rock. This is pretty viable, I would say. Like, you have decent bulk with Intimidate and Evilite, and Drain Punch can keep you healthy. So yeah, Aerotic is definitely a Pokemon I would consider, but I think and Coleteloi is mostly the superior of the two. Now, Lohi is a, also I forgot to mention, Coleteloi is here in A rank, and Lohi is A minus. Lohi is a really cool Pokemon. I think you would like to run leftovers on any sets because it has Helping Souls, which gains plus 20 base power for each painted Pokemon. So it's basically stored power, which doesn't take stat boost into account, but how many Pokemon of your party fainted. Like when one Pokemon fainted of your own Pokemon, it's an 80 base power move. If all of them except Tikiholi fainted, then it's 160 base power, which is really, really good. So now Stone Edge, and the last two moves are, and depends on what you want. Let's take this approach with Earthquake and Starbuck. You have a Toxapex check. It also has Recover, so it can be a good for Corona check. Also, it's a Trick Room Sweeper, so this is also something you can take into consideration. It has Gyro Ball. The thing is, this Pokemon is really, really versatile, and it's really strong and good. Yeah, and that's pretty much all for the new Pokemon. Now, generally, what I want to talk about is the metagame. Pretty much, I talked about the archetypes in a different video, which I already recorded. So yeah, as far as threats go, I remember this. Megina, Katana, and Thundergeist are the most threatening Pokemon, so you need checks for them. And Rain offense, Sand balance, and in general balance are the best play styles for you to run. You could run Stall, but Stall is pretty hindered by Mega Mobile and by Snoxen. So yeah, it's hard to justify it, but I already talked about it in my archetype video. Here's also a wall compendium, so you can so you also get a decent idea of it. I also have speed tiers, and I will probably I haven't uploaded it yet, so I will do it at a later time. But yeah, you can build your teams around those, about this and this. There are also some sample teams on the next side. So yeah, here's the viability ranking, and we also have sample sets here, which have also been updated. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you get an idea of this mod. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments or on Discord. Everything is linked down in the description to the spreadsheet, the Discord server, the main thread, and Train Haven. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask me if you really want to. Yeah, but that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you might check out DLCmons, and I see you next time. See ya.